Welcome to Erik's Correspondence Corner, and thank you for joining the conversation. This week on the House floor, we passed an initiative that freezes members' pay. The reason we did that is because the President wanted an automatic pay increase for the Vice President and all members of Congress. I believe that was wrong. Members of Congress believe that was wrong, and we passed an initiative freezing members' pay. I also got appointed to the Joint Economic Committee this week. It's a great committee because it consists of both members of the Senate and of the House. It's strictly bipartisan, and its chief function is research and question opportunities in terms of the Federal Reserve, Chairman Bernanke, and really helping Minnesota's economy and our country's economy. I'm looking forward to advancing some pro-growth initiatives and export opportunities in trade. We're going to jump right into our questions, though. I heard from several middle schoolers up in Rogers, actually, students who wrote in asking about conservation. Austin, Jake, and Hannah shared some thoughts on conservation, expressing their interest in Washington following policies which help promote the conservation of Minnesota's wildlife and public lands. They also pointed out their interest in ensuring that our ice rinks stay well kept. Well, first of all, Hannah, Jake, and Austin, thanks for sharing your thoughts. I'm going to talk a little bit about our national parks because that's something that we have a role in as a part of the federal government and here in Congress. I grew up in my family hiking, camping, and many of our national parks, actually. I worked for a summer at Yellowstone National Park. These really are some of our crown jewels in our country, and protecting them and preserving them, both with financial help and also conservation, is critical. One of the initiatives I supported this week actually was being the chief co-sponsor of a bill just introduced that now will mint a new commemorative coin for the National Park Service in honor of their upcoming 100th anniversary. That's going to come out in the near future. We've got bipartisan support. It's also going to help fund some of our park initiatives as well. I also heard this week from a lot of folks that I had asked for feedback on Facebook and Twitter regarding what you wanted to hear the President talk about in his State of the Union speech this week on Tuesday night. My guest, by the way, was Sheriff Rich Stanek that evening. I got a lot of great feedback. Over 100 of you actually responded. I also had a request to see what I thought about the President's speech in the State of the Union. I'll just share a couple of thoughts real quick. Number one, I thought the President hit some good key points about the need to emphasize European trade, and I'm one of the leaders now for enhancing a transatlantic partnership, new export opportunities. It's where our strongest economic ties already exist between the United States and Europe. We can absolutely make headway to create more jobs there. The President mentioned that. He also talked about what we've been leading with in Minnesota in terms of having our business community work together with higher education institutions on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math initiatives. I'm looking forward to seeing the details on that. That's something we can work together on. One area I was disappointed on, the President talked about how we need to make sure that America continues to be a magnet for manufacturing jobs. One way to do that, stop this tax on medical devices because it is a great source of domestic manufacturing. I've got a great bipartisan initiative to repeal that tax. We're going to push hard for it. We need presidential leadership in that effort as well. I want to thank all of you for joining this week and weekend. Feel free to share your thoughts, your ideas, your input on a regular basis through Facebook, Twitter. You can always reach me by email on my website at paulsen.house.gov.